I cheated on my husband when I was young and selfish. I grew up and fell in love with him for real. I have been lurking around these subs for a long time, and finally decided to create an account to share my story. I got married at 23 to a man that was marriage material. He was cute, smart, funny, and kind. Tilt your phone and subscribe. He was very mature for his age and had just started a really good career. He was a catch, so even at 23, I married him because I thought loved him. Fast forward 3 years, we have a 2-year-old and a 6-month-old child, and I am going through some postpartum when I am invited to go out with a college friend that was back in town. All my friends were still single at the time, by the way. So, to make a long story short, we went to a club. I met a guy and had sex with him in his car. I felt horrible, but it also gave me a rush. I was a party girl before I met my husband, and this whole night brought back a lot of memories of fun times that I had been missing. This wouldn't be the last time I would cheat over the next year. I did it multiple times. There were a few more guys from clubs and a waiter that I used to flirt with. And of course, my husband eventually caught me. He was crushed, and I begged and cried and pleaded. Again, I thought I loved him. He took a day to think it over. He told me he didn't want a divorce because of the kids. He said that when he chose to have kids that he would always put their happiness over his own. I was a good mother, horrible wife, but a good mother. But he wanted to make me aware of how things would be going forward. He said that I could not possibly love him because it's impossible to disrespect someone you love this much. He said I wasn't the person he thought I was, and if I wanted to stay for the kids and play house, then he would be okay with it. But the marriage as he knew it was over. I was so desperate to keep him in anyway, I agreed. Fast forward 6 years, and we were still married, raising our kids. I had been to a lot of therapy and had begun to hate the person that I was. I was a selfish narcissist that only cared about my own satisfaction. I also realized that at the time I really didn't love my husband. I thought I did, but I really didn't. Nobody that truly loved someone could do what I did. Now at 32, the kind of men I used to be into now repulsed me. My tastes had changed, and I found myself falling in love with my husband, but for real this time. We had started having sex again a year after I cheated simply out of need for the both of us. I never cheated again, and neither did he, so we would just have loveless, often dirty sex when the mood struck. I am Obeksan! Do subscribe. But over the past year that sex had become more passionate and loving. We both felt it and had a talk. We finally went to couples counseling and started dating. 2 years later, we renewed our vows. I'm 38 now, and we've been married for 15 years, and I can honestly say he is the love of my life. I wasn't ready for him when I met him. I was too young and selfish and still into cocky assholes. I would never dream of cheating on him now. Even light flirting from other men grosses me out. I grew up. I don't really have a moral to my story, so take from it what you will. Did. I want to add that my husband did not forgive me for many years. We didn't go to couples counseling because he didn't want to reconcile. We basically broke up for about 5 or 6 years, but still lived together. He stayed and devoted his life to the kids because he couldn't stand it if he didn't get to see them every day. Then, over time, once I proved that I was a different person, he let me in slowly, but even that took a few years. What an intriguing story. You're incredibly fortunate that things unfolded positively. There are countless ways this could have turned out, and many of them could have been disastrous. Your husband sounds like a truly good person. Here's hoping that things continue to improve for both of you. Catch you in the next video.